Hello everyone, EFC from Blue Lines TV. I'm here today with Carefree Lewis Lee. What are you saying, man? You good?
I'm good.
You good? Yeah, exactly. It's funny re-recording this again, but of course, Crystal Palace were causing us some issues at times. Was there a point in the game where you got a bit nervous about the outcome?
Yeah, especially in the first 15 minutes because we were very sloppy when it came to our passes. I thought the back four, and I won't say it was the pass, I think it was the timing of it that I think was wrong. It was a case of players reading each other, reading when the moves are meant to be going around. I don't think it's nothing to worry about. I think it's just a case of Palace. I think they set up well. They wanted to sit deep and make it tough for us in the final third and break through Zaha. And they did it plenty of times.
The outlet.
And as the game progressed, we started to manage him a little bit better. But in the first half, they were starting to worry us a little bit.
We were. And I'm kind of thinking now, I mean, let's be serious, it's the Premier League. Professional players have been training their whole life since they were kids to be players. It's kind of, do you think it's acceptable that it's natural that teams like this will have spells where they'll be good for 10, 15 minutes?
I think it's a case where you always want to prevent it, but being football happens.
But is that realistic though sometimes?
Yeah, it's unrealistic to say you're going to dominate.
We feel like we can, everything should be perfect. But if that was the case, then players would have 100% this, 100% that, 100% that. It's never the case.
No, that was me last season. Like last season, I'd be very critical. Like even if we played well, I'd say this. I can understand now a little bit more. Sometimes it's not always going to go your way, but you always want it to be. So when it doesn't happen, you always have to question why.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, why has this happened? Yeah, it's only been for a short spell, but at the top level, it's those little things that separate you from the best. Yeah. That's why you're always critical. That's why we're saying, okay, now this needs to be sorted out. Because it's the small things that's where you perfect your game.
Yeah, exactly. And, just adding to your point, bit of a slight controversial one. Obviously, I want to talk about Ross Barkley for a bit. Now, how did you feel he did today?
I thought he was very sloppy. I thought he was really... Some of the passes weren't great. Some of the finishing as well wasn't there. I felt like at phases he did his job, but there was a lot less impact than you've seen from him over the last couple of games.
I kind of think so. I've always felt, when you play for clubs like Chelsea, it's the bare minimum just to do your job.
Yeah.
I've always felt like you need to have that X factor playing in that position.
Yeah.
Do you think that Ross can be the guy to give us that X factor as a number 8?
I feel like he's still in development. Like when it comes to midfield, you already have Jorginho, whose sole role is to continue the play, to dictate the tempo of the play. So the other two midfielders need to have that impact. Kante needs to have that impact. I thought he had a little bit of an off game today as well.
I agree. I think Kante was. You don't really see many poor performances from him, but I don't think. Of course, he's going to do his thing of winning back 50-50s and stuff. But I mean, in terms of his overall game, I thought really sloppy on the ball at times. Not confident with some passing decisions as well. And I don't know, it was slightly disappointing. And, it does bring up a different question in regards to, that right-hand side. And, maybe should we go for a more balanced approach? Do you think we need more creativity down that side? But before we get into that, obviously, let's continue with Ross for a bit. I mean, again, do you think that... I don't know, I'm going to sound harsh, but me personally, I just don't really see what people see in him, in my opinion. I'm not really seeing that X factor I'm talking about. I feel that when he does his job in his role, it's very methodical. He plays it very, very safe. And, like when Kova came on, for example, I mean, let's look at what he's doing with his passes. Number one, everything's quicker. Number two, he's looking to carry the ball at times and look to create and slip people in and stuff like that. Ross, the entire game today, was just losing the ball. When he goes to that left-hand side, I'm looking at his movement off the ball. Literally, if Alonso and Willian are there, he just stays behind them and he just stands there. It's just like of course, it's okay to be there, but it's just really safe. And it's like, you've got to express yourself and show why you're Chelsea material. I mean, if you think I'm being really harsh, just tell me, because obviously I don't think I know everything. But I mean, I don't know. There's just something about Ross. I'm looking at Kova, Ruben, what Mount was doing too. I don't know, man.
Let's be honest, Kovacic is better than Barkley. If we want to be honest, Kovacic is miles ahead. But if we want to talk about Barkley, let's say him as depth, let's say bringing him on as a sub, I believe he can come on and bring something. He has got a decent shot on him. He can cause some sort of threat from range. Maybe within 10, 15 minutes. It's a case of how
with how we play too. It's like with how teams really sit deep and really keep their shape in front of us. We don't really even get them opportunities for long shots, really, for our midfield players, if you think about it.
But I do feel it's also the case that sometimes we don't go for it.
I think so too, but I think when those moments come, it's just like you either got to take a shot from really deep like Rudiger, or you got to hope that an opposition player is not in his position and you quickly do something. But it's not like you can consistently have that space for a shot like last season.
I'm not gonna lie, because with the case of Ruben Loftus-Cheek, we want him to stay because he's a youth player and we want to see youth players develop. I feel like, and it might be a bit too early to say this as well, if it's going to be any of the three that goes, if Kovacic stays, it's Barkley. It's because it's got to be Barkley. If Barkley stays, Loftus-Cheek isn't going to get the chances that he needs, and then there's going to be questions about that as well.
And I don't know, I've always thought with Ruben and Barkley, with Ruben's abilities on the ball, I mean, would you say he's a bit better on the ball than Barkley, or do you think that Barkley's better, or they're the same, or?
I think. Honestly, I'd say Loftus-Cheek. Because I think Loftus-Cheek moves the ball forward a lot quicker. He's similar to Kovacic, not at the same level, but he drives the ball forward. He's got that same confidence as him. He's good in terms of dribbling. He can beat players. Barkley don't see that as much.
And it's just like, I don't know, I just find it really weird because when this guy was at Everton, he was like Mr. Dribble in a way. I mean, he was always up there. And that's how he was able to create a lot of his chances because he'd create the space for himself. And
maybe it's the case because they're a lower quality team. He's a more key player.
Yeah, that's definitely the case as well. But I don't know. I mean, again, I'm not going to be too critical of him, even though it sounds like I am being really critical. Me, realistically, I'm thinking I'd have to see what he does next season to see if he really does improve. But I'll give him more time to see what happens. But I mean,
I agree with that.
Yeah, it's like 2 steps forward and 1 step back. But I mean, one guy I want to pick your brain about, Wilfried Zaha. What do you think of his performance today?
The whole of Palace's attack just lied on him.
Zaha FC, innit?
And as the game progressed, we did control him better, but the first half, he was causing us a lot of problems.
Wasn't he?
It's his dribbling.
Yeah.
Like, literally, the way he kept going through our defenders time after time after time again. I remember Louis and a couple of the other guys on the channel, they were saying they wanted him over the summer.
Yeah.
And they were talking today about how everyone was saying they were mugs for him, and he was running the show in the first half.
Yeah, I agree. And it's just like, maybe it'd be nice to have a few more 5-star skillers at the bridge. And of course, you guys, we are actually looking at Depay. Zaha is a bit similar in terms of the type of player. Yeah, he's a bit similar in terms of the player that Depay is. They can play people in.
Probably with a better attitude as well.
Yeah, I guess, you could probably say so too. I think he's ready for that step up. It'll be interesting to see. I think one thing that I was actually noticing, because, I'm just a nerd, I kept seeing how our players kept interacting with him. I kept seeing Morata was talking to him afterwards. He's, smiling and laughing with this and that. I'm not trying to get too gassed, but I mean, I don't know. Let's see what happens.
I'd love him here.
Yeah.
We need someone who'd be able to take some of the creativity off Hazard, because you see how much we were struggling before he came on.
What do you think of Willian today? I'm not going to lie. I thought he wasn't amazing, but I thought he was decent.
That's the word I'll use, decent. I'm not going to say he killed a lot of attacks. I'm going to say he was part of some of them, but I also felt there was some where the lack of, what's it called? Sorry, my mind's gone.
Nah, it's fine.
Fucking, what's the thing I always call him out
on? Willian, he slows the play down?
Yeah, that's it. Sometimes there was that. Not always. But that's why I'm going to say it was a decent performance.
Yeah. It was decent. I think Pedro too, I think it looks like he's slowly getting back on form a bit as well. Obviously, he's been unlucky with picking up very small knocks that keep slowing him down. But I thought his game today was good. Some nice pieces of skill, and it was a very Pedro performance. But again, I think out of all the players, because I was saying this before Sarri came, they're going to be players that surprise us. I think for me, the biggest surprise has been Pedro in terms of how he's playing, because it's that confidence where it's like, he knows what he's doing. He knows what he has to do. I'm not saying. Remember the Pedro mistakes back in the day where he just loses, just does stupid things with the ball.
Well,
for no reason. He has brain farts. I don't know what he was doing, but I mean, it's good to see that. It looks like that's being eradicated, because when he was at Barca, he wasn't doing that type of shit. So it's good to see that. It looks like that's coming back. But that right hand side, that's the last point basically. Azpilicueta. I mean, I don't know, that right hand side's. I don't want to be too reactionary, because as the season goes on, things will change. But I'm looking at Aspi, and I don't know. I keep saying that he doesn't look superhuman anymore. He looks like a human.
Yeah.
What are you thinking on Azpilicueta?
I feel he's been exposed a little bit more on that right hand side. It's because he's been asked to do a lot more than the usual right back would do. But I don't know. I do feel like I want to give him to the end of the season. Yeah. Because let's be honest, he's going to be starting that right back till the end of the season anyway. Yeah. I want to see how he develops as the season progresses, if he even does. Yeah. And at the end of the season, if it's the same case that he's getting caught out just a couple too many times and sometimes he's out of position, then maybe we're going to have to look again. I'm not saying getting a replaced for Azpilicueta, because we'll find a place to put him. He's too good.
Exactly.
But we might have to look for another right back.
Yeah, maybe if Sarri even adapted how he uses the team, I feel like we play a lot down that left-hand side at times. I think it works more with Eden Hazard playing down the left. I think Billion, he was doing a decent job at that, but nowhere near the same quality you get from a Hazard. It's interesting to see what's going to happen and how we're going to improve. But yeah, man, any final thoughts on the game today? Anyone that stood out for you or disappointed you or what?
Nah, for me it was because I said after we beat Burnley that we've shown what we can do without Eden Hazard.
Yeah.
Today I kind of felt that was a little bit of a step back because we didn't really kick on until Hazard and Kovacic came on. So that's the case of something that we're going to have to look at in the future, because that might come back to haunt us if Hazard gets another injury.
Yeah.
But that's all speculation. Fact is, we're still unbeaten.
Exactly, still unbeaten, which is the incredible thing. You look at the next run of games too, I'm not going to say, I don't want to jinx nothing, but you guys look at the fixture list yourself. You know what type of teams will be playing against in the next few weeks. But I mean, things are looking on the up right now. I think Sarri's bringing back a lot of confidence and a lot of, I feel like we're a big club again now. I think under previous managers, it felt like we were pretenders. When we played big teams, we'd like to sit back and defend. We didn't really play like the level we're supposed to, and I feel like we're finally doing that now.
I feel it's a case of, because I didn't really mind the defensive football when it was there if it was working. Like Mourinho, we won the league doing it. Di Matteo, we won the Champions League. Conte, we won the Premier League doing it. But it was also a much more attacking brand of play. But I didn't mind it as long as it worked.
Yeah.
This is, obviously I prefer attacking football because it looks a lot better.
Yeah.
As long as you win, it don't matter. But to win playing this sort of football, you can't really complain, can you?
And it shows you too, like, you can control games by passing the ball. You don't have to just sit. You don't have to play without the ball.
Yeah, and to be honest, with this was the type of football that Abramovich did want to bring into Chelsea.
Yeah.
If Sarri can get a title in very soon, this could be the type of manager you see staying for a good couple of years, because this is a guy that that Abramovich has wanted for years.
Exactly. Good way to end the video, you guys. Thank you for watching, of course. Anything you want to plug, bro?
Yeah, if you could like and subscribe to Carefree Lewis G on YouTube, that would be great. Thanks.
Exactly. And follow him on Twitter as well, Carefree at Lewis G. You guys,
thank you.
Get me. I want to get 300 likes in today's video, so you guys obviously help a brother out. Thank you for watching. I'm Nini FC. This is Blue Lines TV. Signing out.
Perfect. That was a good video.